Alaska Airlines has elected to extend the Boeing 737 MAX 9 flight cancellations. On the 18th of January of this year, Alaska Airlines had a 737 MAX 9 blow out the door plug, leaving nobody injured. However, it is a dangerous thing that may cause more problems on future MAX 9 flights. This coming 2 weeks after the original incident, and there's no clear timeline on when the planes will return to the skies. Simple Flying magazine reports the grounding has been difficult for Alaska Airlines, who's been forced to cancel many flights over the last several weeks. However, they have kept their passengers updated with every development that they have, and it seeks to safely return the MAX 9 to the skies. Boeing has also been heavily scrutinized since the incident because they are the manufacturers of the airplane, obviously, and this incident caused a mass inspection on all of the MAX 9 aircraft in flight in the U.S. Alaska is not at fault for the incident, at least not yet. However, they did offer a cash compensation of $1,500 to all passengers on the flight that had the door plug blow out. In other news, an Ethiopian Airlines Dash 8 damaged during a prop strike and runway incursion. No crew or passengers were injured. However, it was not only a prop strike, there was also a gear collapse causing the prop strike on landing. Again, from Simple Flying, we see Ethiopian Airlines Dash 8 Q400 suffered extensive damage after a runway incursion in Ethiopia. The aircraft was operating between ADD and MQX on January 18th. As I said, it was because of a landing gear collapse that caused the prop strike, and this will lead to many millions of dollars in damages that must be repaired, and millions of dollars of repairs. And here we see some pictures of it, and it appears to have exited the runway as well. In Spain, a few weeks ago, there was a near miss between a Delta A330 and Ryanair 737, with the Delta flying 700 feet above the Ryanair aircraft off the departure end of the runway. The Spanish Civil Aviation Accident and Incident Investigation Commission has released their initial findings, and they found essentially the air traffic controllers are the ones at fault here, clearing the Delta aircraft to take off before the Ryanair aircraft was able to cross the departure end of the runway. And this does say that there will be consequences and fines for the air traffic control organization. Akasa Air, not to be confused with Alaska Air, has ordered 150 Boeing 737 MAX aircraft, and these will be delivered over the next 8 years. Akasa Air is an airline recently started up, just over a year ago, started up in the end of 2022, and they are an Indian airline, and they are the fastest growing Indian airline ever created to date. The deliveries are expected to continue until 2032, and they are the first Indian airline to book over 200 aircraft within 17 months of operation. They're attempting by the end of the financial year to expand their network over 30% and increase its fleet size to 26 aircraft. And this was announced at the Wings India event this week. From Flying Magazine, we see Bushliner is teaming up with JARS to create safer seats. This is not terribly applicable to those pilots that aren't in bush flying, but to those that are into bush flying, these seats are much smaller, modular, and can be more quickly removed to make room for luggage or cargo. And these seats can withstand up to 30 Gs, and they will be available to be retrofit into Cessna 206 and 185 aircraft. Bushliner has the exclusive distribution rights for North America and will be offering the retrofit. And these seats are STC'd, and they're certified for both certified aircraft and experimental aircraft. Horizon Aircraft, a startup that has been trying to create an EVTOL aircraft as an air taxi, has gone public. They went public earlier this week, and they already have an order of up to 100 aircraft. The order is currently for 50 aircraft with the option for Jet Set Go, which is an Indian regional air operator, to purchase an extra 50. The first 50 are valued at $250 million, and the second 50 also $250 million, meaning this contract has the possibility of being a $500 million contract, marking the opportunity for eVTOLs to really take off. The Caveret X7 is a 7-seat eVTOL aircraft, and that means it'll be able to take off vertically like a helicopter and transition into a low drag flight, much like an airplane. The primary uses of this aircraft are supposed to be medical evacuation, supply delivery, disaster relief, and as well as air taxi operations. It has an advertised range of 500 miles, and it also, that's 500 statute miles, with a top speed of 250 miles an hour and 1,500 pound useful load in the VTOL takeoff configuration. The 1,500 pound useful load rises to 1,800 in a conventional takeoff configuration. The design of the X5 and X7 are very similar. The X5 is the previous model that was much smaller, intended for primarily cargo delivery with only a couple hundred pounds of takeoff. The hybrid system used in the X7 will allow it to either recharge in as little as 30 minutes between missions, or in conventional flight configuration it can also recharge using the conventional motor that's in the airplane as well. The X7 is designed for both VFR and IFR operations, and Horizon Air is looking to certify it for flight into known icing conditions as well. This aircraft is predicted to be certified in Canada, and that is where testing will be accomplished. Lastly, the FAA is going to audit the Boeing MAX 9 production as a result of the Alaska Airlines incident a couple of weeks ago. They are discovering that there may have been problems with the subcontractors that Boeing hired to produce the doors and install them into the MAX 9 aircraft. On January 8, Boeing sent the FAA inspection instructions for operators, so the aircraft that are operating, the airlines that are operating the 737 MAX 9 aircraft. However, the FAA rejected it and gave them 10 days to issue a new set of instructions, which that expires today. So we will see how that pans out. You're watching the Pilot's Briefing.